All right, friends, we are going to get started with the Unit 4, Section 2 notes. We are going to continue solving two-step equations, but we're going to build on last section, and now we're going to look at how we combine like terms or even use the distributive property to do some of these equations. So I have a few examples for you, starting with number 1. 13t minus 7 minus 10t equals 2. So I know that I can combine 13t and negative 10t. So that, my friends, is going to be 3t. So then I have, whoops, there we go. Then I have 3t minus 7 equals 2. Now we have the same type of equation we had in section 1. I'm going to add 7 to both sides to isolate my variable. I have 3t equals 9. When I divide both sides by 3, I get t equals 3. Right? If I were to put that back in my equation, I would have 13 times 3 minus 7 minus 10 times 3 equals 2. So that would be 39 minus 7 minus 30. 39 minus 37 does in fact equal 2. So we have checked that off correctly. All right. I'm just erasing that so I have room to keep writing. All right, let's look at number 2. Again, I'm always going to see if I can combine like terms before I start solving. So 5 plus 3 is going to be 8 plus 2x equals 4. Again, same thing. Isolate that variable, get the x by itself by subtracting 8 from both sides. I then have 2x equals negative 4. Divides both sides by 2, and x equals negative 2. All right, now we're going to do a couple examples where we need to use the distributive property. So if you remember, the sign right outside of the parentheses distributes, or the number right next to the parentheses distributes. So there's one of each here, and we'll go through them together. So negative 20 is going to stay the same. Sorry, guys, my computer's doing funny things this morning. All right, I think we're back in action. Okay, negative 20 is going to drop straight down. This negative sign is going to distribute to each term in the parentheses. So that's going to be minus, I thought we were there, maybe not. Let's try again. Minus 4x. Negative times a negative is positive, so we're going to add 1 equals negative 15. I then need to see if I can combine like terms, which I can. Negative 20 plus 1 is negative 19, plus negative 19, minus the 4x, that doesn't change, equals negative 15. Then you're going to add 19 to both sides, again isolating that variable. Negative 4x equals 4. If you divide both sides by negative 4, remembering to not drop that negative, you would get x equals negative 1. All right, number 2, we're just going to distribute that 6. So 6 times 2x is 12x. 6 times 3 is plus 18 equals 42. When I subtract 18 from both sides, I'm left with 12x equals 24. Divide both sides by 12. You should get x equals 2. And again, if I were to go back and plug these values into each equation, I should get the same answer. So make sure you're doing that as well. So now we're going to, again, solve some equations, but we're going to make sure we combine like terms after distributing. So our 12 is going to distribute to x plus 3. So I'm going to have 12x plus 36 minus 3x equals 117. I can combine the 12x and the negative 3x to get 9x plus 36 equals 117. After I take away 36 from both sides, I have 9x equals 81. And then, of course, divide both sides by 9 to get x equals 9. So you just want to make sure that you're always distributing when you need to and that you are always combining like terms before you start solving. All right, let's look at number 2. This time, my solution is on the left-hand side. That doesn't change a thing. So negative 14 would come straight down. Negative 14 equals 6x. Again, that negative 8 now distributes. So minus 8x minus 24. Now I'm going to see if I can combine like terms. I can combine the 6x and the negative 8x to give me negative 2x. I then know what to do. I add 24 to both sides to give me 10 equals negative 2x. Divide both sides by negative 2, and x equals negative 5. If you have any questions about this at all, please ask your teacher, as it's super important as we are only going to continue to build on this stuff, okay? All right, moving right along. 48 equals 15 plus 6 times 4 plus x minus 3x. So I have 48. Again, I apologize. I'm not sure why my computer keeps doing that. But 48, we're going to keep going if it'll let us. 48 equals 15 plus 24 plus 6x minus 3x. So I'll say that again. So 48 equals 15 plus 24 plus 6x minus 3x. And then I'm going to combine 15 and 24 and combine 6x and negative 3x. So I'll have 48 equals 39 plus 3x. Subtract 39 from both sides. 9 equals 3x. Divide by 3, x equals 3. All right, I'm going to leave number 4 for you to try. But again, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, we've got a word problem here, and this is what we're going to end on, and then I'll let you try the review section. So it says the length of a rectangle is 3 meters more than twice its width. So I'm going to start out by drawing a picture, just because that typically helps me with these types of problems. It then tells me the length of the rectangle is 3 meters more than twice the width. So that's an expression I can write for the length. And then it says, let W represent the width. We know the total perimeter is 48 meters. So we're going to have, there's 2 of the length, so 2 times 3 plus 2w plus 2 of the width equals, you guessed it, 48. I'm then going to distribute and combine like terms. So this is going to be 6 plus 4w plus 2w equals 48. I then have 6 plus 6w equal 48. If I subtract 6 from both sides, I have 6w equals 42. Then if I divide both sides by 6, as you know how to do, you then get w equals 7. Now, it says find the length and the width. We only found the width. We haven't found the length. So in order to find the length, we're just going to substitute 7 right back into this expression. So we're going to have the length equals 3 plus 2w. So 3 plus 2 times 7, which then would be 3 plus 14. So the length is 17 meters. I should add meters over here. All right, my friends. So again, if you need that explained again in class, please ask your teacher, but I just think it's always helpful to draw a picture and go step by step by step. All right, like I said, you've got a few review problems here at the end. You are first giving the location of the point, so what quadrant or axis is that point on? And then last but not least, you've got some simplifying expressions. This is Unit 2, Section 6, if you need to go back and reference that. Have a good day.